Referees for tonight's game, Royal Kirsten, Phil Haynes, and Brett Campbell will be blowing the whistle tonight in this matchup as the 36ers get the ball first. Triple handoff to Bartlett. Stephen Way. Nice pass to Diamond Simpson. His reverse layup comes up short.
Pretty well executed offense there. It looks like Wollongong are switching on a lot of their little guys when they're screens, so we'll see. Adelaide exploited that quite well with a nice cut there from Diamond Simpson and a good pass.
Savills' pass comes up short. Ubaka thought that one was taken out with the momentum of the ball going forward by Chris Warren. That's a lot to ask for in the first call in Adelaide.
It is, isn't it?
Johnson hands off to Way, spins, finds Simpson again. Some very good interior passing by the Adelaide 36ers.
Impressed by their movement too, Steve. They're getting a lot of running around off of screens for the little guys. The big guys look like they're trying to set screens, which they haven't done for most of the year. So I think it's a good start for Adelaide. There's good spacing. They're getting some good opportunities early.
Simpson, who does struggle from the line, misses the first. He shoots it at 51%, so that's about normal, 1 out of 2.
Where he really struggles is he shoots it so flat. He hardly gets it above the ring, and it doesn't really give him much of a chance. If he could get a little bit more air into that shot, he'd certainly have a much better chance.
Ubaka gyrating around the hoop, can't get anything going. Gets another on-ball screen. Hesitates for about the 50th time before he gets this way to the rim with about 3 seconds left on the shot clock. That possession was all into Ubaka.
It was, wasn't it? It was that last one that he did was a very good stand-up, though. I thought Bartlett played good defense up until that last one, and he just got him out of his stance, and it was enough for him to get his shoulders past and get all the way to the bucket.
Simpson had a good seal, but some good pressure on the passer. Reese Martin with a nice pull-up, one of the more underrated moves in the competition. Instead of going all the way, and just pull up for that little soft 6-footer.
It's a real tough one, especially when you're going flat out, to be able to pull up and have such soft touch around the bucket. It's a tough one to make.
Saville turns to the middle, kicks it to Oscar Foreman. Diamond Simpson did a good job of closing out on him. Ubaka. A couple more hesitations. This time he gets to the rim and he misses the left-hand layup.
Good mismatch there, though. Yinda going on Diamond Simpson. He had him from outside, was able to get past him. I would have liked to have seen Oscar post up as well, because he had a little fella on him.
Simpson very active in the paint early in the game. Been active in the paint since he got here.
I really like teams that attack early inside. It really starts to draw the defense in and enables the shooters to get open a little bit later in the game. So it's a good tactic early on from Adelaide to get the big fellas involved.
Well, they have definitely established Diamond Simpson. Early's had 3 very low catches. And it's only been 2.5 minutes played in this ball game. So at that rate, he'll have a whole lot of catches.
The games that Diamond Simpson has done well is teams that put someone his own size or smaller on him, guys that he can bounce off of and just back in closer to the bucket and finish off from 5 or 6 feet. He's very effective from there. And against taller opposition, he just hasn't had quite the amount of success.
Warren up and in on Reese Martin. Saville launches outside the 3-point line. Johnson can't grab it. Ball eventually gets back to Johnson. Here come the 36ers. Warren splits the gap, gets it to Diamond Simpson. He's fouled once again. Adelaide really working those interior passes.
Nice split of the defence there too by Chris Warren to get in and attract the defence, and Diamond Simpson has been a good job of rolling the bucket.
Simpson again at the foul line. Well, this one coming up will be his 6th free throw attempt. Misses them both that time.
Both of those hitting pretty much the same spot, the front of the ring. And what we tell juniors is if it's hitting the front of the ring, always try and aim for the back of the ring and don't hit the same spot twice. Never miss the same way twice in a row. And Diamond Simpson obviously hasn't listened to that.
Gruber with some good work, but even better work by Stephen Way, knocking it off the rim.
Chris Warren going to struggle with one shoe there, getting that knocked off. But that looked very close to being in when it got tapped out, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did. And that is legal. Once it hits the rim, it is live. But it looked like it was going in. Like he reached down and got it. Gruber with a great seal, but he misses the layup.
Should have made that one. Such a great position he established in under the bucket. He's got good physical presence in there.
Johnson's off the mark. Simpson's off the mark. Eventually goes back to Warren. Simpson again.
Both teams missing some sitters in close early in the game.
Johnson fakes the pass and goes for the jam. Super move. Fakes the handoff with an exciting finish. Martin gets it to Saville. 6 on the shot clock. Saville skips it to Oscar Foreman. His feet are set. And the youngster from South Australia making the fans homesick.
Not a good sign for the 36ers if Oscar starts getting hot, because he only needs a slightest bit of daylight.
DJ playing in his 100th game.
That's a nice finish. It's a real good show for the handoff to draw both defenders away and open up that gap.
Bartlett gets it to Warren, and now to Way. Warren on a handoff, pull-up jump shots. And he got a nice stroke, too. We've got some shooters in this game. There's one of them, Matt Campbell. Quick passing to Saville. He finds Larry Davison. And now Wollongong with some sweet interior pass.
Real nice drive there by Glenn Saville baseline. The defense had to commit to him and open it up for that nice shot.
Bartlett's off the mark. Saville with a good screen out of Way. Wollongong working it around. Oscar Foreman with a step back. Might have been a little ambitious.
Not really Oscar. Oscar's best shot is when his feet are set. When he has to do a step back, the percentages certainly come down.
Larry Davison may have rushed that one a little bit. Oscar Foreman with a running start at the defense, the offensive rebound. Wasn't able to control it. Bartlett baseline. May have traveled. Extra pass goes to Johnson. Wasn't a very good one. Just took him out of his rhythm.
It's tough to shoot when you're catching it on your shoelaces. No shooter likes to catch it down there, and Daniel Johnson completely taken out of his rhythm there.
Especially when you're 7 foot.
And that was definitely a travel by Everard Baylor there, wasn't it? I think he took about 4 steps.
Good D by Simpson. He's able to get it to Warren. Bartlett turns down that jumper. Simpson again down low. Jump hooks off the mark, but he's fouled by Larry Davison. That was always going to be a tough jump hook. To bail him out with a foul, maybe not what you wanted to do.
Yeah, didn't really need to do. It was going to be a tough shot. He was fading away slightly. That's a tough shot.
3:45 to go in the first. Hawks up 9-7.
Things to do before summer ends. Go to the beach. Go for a surf. Build a sand. I have no idea what that is. Go to Hungry Jack's. Play cricket. Watch cricket. Listen to crickets. Take your dog to the park. Go to an outdoor concert. Go to Hungry Jack's. Climb a tree. All in love. Ride a horse to Hungry Jack's. Come into Hungry Jack's for a summer value meal and get a Whopper Junior, small fries and small frozen Coke for just $3.95. Available all day, every day. Hungry Jack's makes it better.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, Daniel Johnson's playing in his 100th NBL game. I spoke to Marty Clark before the game about the development of this great young prospect.
Oh, he stayed here through the off-season. Didn't go off and play the second division. He actually played here in the second division and just put his time and effort into getting his body right. You can see a little bit more size and did a lot of work with a sprint trainer. And obviously did the individual work with the coaches here. So, you know, a really good off-season is hopefully what the reason is.
And there you go, Marty Clark. And one thing I spoke to Marty about is he's got to be happy with that. Not just the progress of Daniel Johnson, but he's got that AIS background. And I tell you what, if you're a young player and you've seen the development of Daniel Johnson, you might want to be thinking about coming to Adelaide.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a program where Marty's trying to develop the young guys and get them to play a better style of basketball. They've certainly got a lot out of Daniel Johnson this year. His agility has improved. I guess the areas that he can improve the most are at the other end of the floor, the defensive end of the floor. He could probably improve his lateral movement and physicality at that end, but at the offensive end, he has had an excellent year this year.
Well, there was a rumor that Luke Schencher was going to come back to South Australia and play for the 36ers as Larry Davidson bombs away from the three-point line. But if you're going to let a player develop like Daniel Johnson, I guess that's the type of thing you have to turn down. Yeah,
you have to go one or the other there, don't you? I think Daniel's warranted major minutes now in this Adelaide 36ers team, and he certainly wouldn't get that if Luke Schencher was here.
Johnson. Spin into the middle, tough shot, just rims out. Tyson Demos in traffic pulls down the defensive rebound. Mark. Miscommunication.
Caught in between two there. I think he had it in his mind he was going to pass all along. The shot was probably open in the end.
Yeah, he never really looked like he was convinced to shoot that one. And that's the shooting percentage. 36ers just 2 of 9. But they've been getting to the line. Well, I tell you what, when you're struggling from the field, that's one guy to put in. Darren Ing, he's been hot.
Yeah, and I really want to see them, as I've said all year, I want to see them run some offense. Oh! That was nearly a very good block, but it was nearly a very bad accident there waiting to happen.
Yeah, we get another look at this. And it was dangerous. Looked like an AFL mark for a second.
It was nearly a great hanger on his shoulders.
You can't have Darren Ing falling on his head. He's got to use that thing. Operating on people as he is a doctor, as we have mentioned so many times. I'm just astounded every time I say it. And hanging around, you know, like basketball players, it's not an opportunity you get to talk about a ball player being that smart.
Yeah, there's been a couple of Adelaide guys that have progressed through pretty high channels academically. Both Darren is a doctor. Jacob Holmes, who was here now in Townsville, he's starting to be a lawyer. So they're climbing the tree. They're certainly putting themselves in good stead for later on after basketball.
Conrad with a terrible pass. Daniel Johnson on another good interior feed, this time from Mitch Creek.
Real nice pass there, wasn't it? As he saw Daniel Johnson cutting through. Nice underhanded pass.
Creek just hanging on to Larry Davison a little too long. Little screen and roll. Wollongong spread it out so well. Those big guys so active on those screens and rolls and seals.
A real good screen and roll there by Larry Davidson. He set a great pick, got himself in great position, and the defense had no other choice but to foul him there.
Demos skips it to Davison. That three is good. Larry Davison's got excellent three-point range. Demos runs into a huge Wade Helliwell screen.
Ing from the corner.
Boy, he is picking up where he left off last week against Melbourne.
Going back to that screen, Steve, that is a bone shaker. Wade Helliwell coming up, and that's what Adelaide should be looking to do. It certainly makes the defence look over their shoulder and releases the pressure as the ball handlers coming up the court. As we see a great drive there by Tim Conrad.
21.
Tim Conrad with the drive. I think Marty Clark was saying that he changed his pivot foot. Here's the screen. He has no idea it's coming. Boom. Phil Haynes right on that one. And, you know, no matter how hard a guy gets hit on a screen, he was set.
And you like, as an offensive player, there's not much better than seeing your man get his neck recoiled. Just to know that your big men are setting some screens for you.
Man, could be wearing one of those neck braces after the game. And Tyson Demos, he's susceptible to that because he is up and in all the time.
He's one of those players you want on your team because he is such a good up and in defender.
Helliwell gets point blank. Mitch Creek pulls down the board. This kind of got better position, was able to explode up and get the two.
Such an athletic talent. The way he just sprung up for that rebound.
Demos to Ibaka. He hesitates, loses the handle. Darren Ing with a double dribble. I didn't think he had possession of it.
No, I didn't think
it looked awkward.
It did look awkward. I think that's why Ralph Kirsten called that one. I think he may have been hard done by here. Oh, yeah, it's tough one. We need super slow-mo for that one.
Ibaka pulls up from the three-point line. Wade Helliwell with not a very good show on that one. That gives the Hawks the lead. Adelaide waiting for the last shot. Warren, he's got the mismatch. He goes right past Gruber. Somehow he got that thing off the backboard. Looked like it was going to spin up and have a chance.
He did get a little look at it in the end, didn't he? I thought he had no chance of getting that up, but as he comes around the corner, just that little flick at the end gave that little chance, but he certainly exploited that mismatch going at Conrad there from the top of the key.
There's a few guys that are small in the league this year, and doing an interview with Chris Warren, he'd be about 5'9". I have no idea what that is in the metric system.
It really hurts me to know that he is that height and then he can get up and dunk relatively easily from that height.
Well, he used to throw it down. He used to elevate off 2 feet. I remember you in the 3-on-3 classic. Whoa! Several people up on the rim. And we run out of time. Now that's how you finish a quarter.